everyone out there in YouTube, and welcome back to my Doctor Who action figure reviews. Today is Doctor Who's 52nd anniversary, so what better time to bring you a new review after such a long time. In today's review, as you can see, we are looking at the 4 12th Doctor figures that were recently released over the past couple of months into the collector series of 5.5 inch figures. Essentially in this review I will be looking at one figure in detail to look at the articulation, and then I'll show you the rest with the variety of shirts that there are. So to start off with, let's take a look at this Capaldi. And as always, I will start with the articulation. The articulation on the 12th Doctor figure is as follows. The head can turn, it can't do a 360, or if you do, it's going to severely damage the paintwork, so I don't advise it, but it can turn fairly easily. The heads are removable. I haven't managed to do it yet, but all the heads are removable on all these figures, and you can replace it with the head from the Time of the Doctor set, where he has that rather strange eyebrow thing going on. The arms can do a 360, standard in all the figures, but also the arms are now ball jointed, so you can have more dynamic poses with the arms. You can have his arms held out to here and such. We also have 360-degree movements at the bicep. There's articulation at the elbows, and his hands can also do a 360. Be mindful that they could pop out of the socket, as these are a bit stiff. The torso also has waist articulation, as you can see there. It does lift the belt up slightly when you turn the trousers all the way around, but it can move fairly easily. And can still do a 360. The legs are on a T-joint crotch piece and can go out to the side, forward and backward. You have 360-degree movement at the thighs, the knees bend, and for the first time, for a little bit of extra articulation, we have slight articulation at the shoes. As you can see, they now turn left and right slightly. So we now have ankle articulation, which is rather a nice, nifty little extra bit of articulation there. So that's the articulation. It's the same for all the Peter Capaldi figures, and it's very, very nice. All of the Capaldis also come with an accessory, which is the sonic screwdriver. This sonic screwdriver, as you can see, is now a closed version of the screwdriver, and that is just molded in a small piece of plastic and painted rather nicely. All the details are there, as you can see, the different colours, the white section, the gold section, the leather section there, and the silver and bronzy gold colours there, ending with the emitter point that's green, and then the closed claws of the screwdriver. So it's very nice that they actually changed the screwdriver for this Doctor, although it does make me wonder why they didn't do it for Matt, but you can easily just swap out a Matt Figures screwdriver for one of these. One odd thing to mention, this is actually the same length as the open screwdriver. When it's open, it should be slightly longer, and that just fits into his hand very easily, like so, and you can then pose him using the sonic screwdriver rather than those annoying sonic glasses. The head sculpt of this figure is very, very nice. It's not a dead ringer, I'd say, for Peter Capaldi, although it is recognisable as him. I think what the problem is with this sculpting of this head is that the plastic and the moulding and everything, it's all quite soft. He's got very soft features. I think his face needs to be more wrinkled, a few more lines on his forehead, on his neck, etc., to make it look a little bit older, and then it'll look a little bit more recognisable as Capaldi. But other than that, it's very, very nice. The hair is done with a dark grey and then a lighter grey over the top, so his hair's very, very good. I will note that it is his shorter hair on all these figures, as it should be, but as you can see, that's all been painted very, very nicely. The eyebrows are slightly strange, as one seems to be higher than the other. It's kind of like the raised eyebrow version from the Time of the Doctor set, but it's not as bad here, so that's okay. The only thing I'll say is the paint applications here seem to be a bit soft, like the sculpting of the figure. So they haven't quite highlighted the details as well as they should. But it's not too much of a bad thing, it's not much of a problem. So it's a very, very nice head sculpt. Moving down to his jacket, as you can see, this version of the Doctor is the one wearing his Crombie coat. All of them wear the Crombie coat in the dark blue, and this is a white shirted version. As you can see here, we've got the sculpting of the buttons on the coat, which is very, very nice. A highlight to the lapels on the edges here. You have buttonholes here, which is a very, very nice detail, and even one on this lapel. If we turn around, you've got all these nice lines on the jacket, where all these creases and things, excuse me a moment, camera seems to be going out of focus. You have lines going down his arms, and you even have pockets sculpted here into the hip area or the midsection, which is very, very nice. The figure also features on his right arm his ring that's on his third finger. This is the ring he had made for the show to go over his wedding ring. It's very, very nice. It's in gold with the green jewel at the top. The shirt is it's a sort of off-white colour. It's completely white, all sculpted in white. The collar is done, it's like the Headsculpt. It's done rather softly, but you can see the distinction between the shirt and the collar. And you can't see very well on camera here, but there are buttons sculpted onto the actual shirt itself, which are also white, and some creases in the shirt. Now, obviously, there is something missing. Anybody who knows the 12th Doctor's costume, there's no waistcoat or cardigan. And this is a little bit annoying, as it means the figure isn't quite as accurate as it should be. However, the reason for this is, I assume that the figures are all the same sculpt, and therefore, rather than add the waistcoat to just one figure, they decided to just do all of them without it, and then just get 4 variants with different shirts on. So that's why the cardigan is missing here. It is a shame, and no doubt they'll release another one in future with it on. I hope they do, rather than just this, as it is inaccurate. So that's something to bear in mind if you decide to buy this figure in particular. And the last thing to mention about the coat, the inside is of course lined with red, which is very, very good. The 3 3/4 inch figures did not have the red lining, but the 5-inch figures do. So hurrah for the 5-inch figures, they've got that right. As you can see here, towards the bottom of the shirt, we have a belt with a silver buckle and a few lines to represent the little things on his trousers that hook around the belt. And you even have little holes sculpted onto the actual belt itself, which continue on so far. They don't continue past the coat, but that doesn't matter too much, as you wouldn't see it. And that's just painted black with the silver buckle. The trousers are a dark blue, almost grey colour, I can't really tell, but they're done very, very nicely and have lots of creases and things going along them here and here. And the shoes, his Doc Martens as they are in a gloss black paint and are sculpted very, very nicely. They have brown soles at the bottom here, and that's very, very good. These are how they are in the show, and they've got some nice little detailing towards the top. We've got the shoelaces and the little dots in them as well, and they even go around to the sides, and it all looks very, very nice. So all in all, the detail on this figure is very, very nice. It's a very, very nice figure. I'm very pleased with it. And of course it doesn't stop there, as if the white shirt one isn't for you, there are of course some variants. Here we have a purple shirted variant. Again, it's exactly the same as the other figures. As you can see, every detail is exactly the same head sculpt, same accessory, same costume. The only difference being this is meant to be the purple shirted version from Robots of Sherwood. So as you can see, it's the same sculpt, just painted in a purple colour. I thought it was more of a burgundy colour personally. I don't think this is quite the right shade of purple, but it still looks very, very nice all the same. So that's the purple shirted version, not too much to say. Here we have the black polka dotted shirt version from Kill the Moon. This one is probably my least favourite, mainly because this shirt is not a very nice shirt. I'm glad it was only seen briefly in Kill the Moon. But other than that, exactly the same. The spots are far too large to be the ones from the actual show, but that is due to the scale of the figure. It would just be impossible to get a diamond patented white spotted shirt on this scale. So they've changed it and have rather large white dots going around the shirt to try and emulate what it would look like. The only thing I would say is the pattern here is different to how it should be. Like I said, it's a diamond pattern, and it's even different than the prototype figures. If you take a look at the box it comes in, these spots are slightly different. There's some in the middle, but here there aren't any. They're just put down the sides and a few there. So, personally, my least favourite variant, but it's still very nice all the same. One thing you might notice, the eagle-eyed amongst you, no sonic screwdriver here, which is what I was talking about earlier. Unfortunately, I have lost my sonic screwdriver for this figure. I don't know where it's gone. They all fell down off the shelf, and I lost the screwdriver and the Headsculpt from Time of the Doctor. So, unfortunately, I can't show you either of those. Here is the black-shirted version. This was the last one to be released, and the last one I acquired. Exactly the same as all the other figures, except with a black shirt, obviously. Basically like getting the Kill the Moon version without spots. Now, which episode this is from, I'm not quite sure. I didn't even know this was a variant. I'm going to take a guess and say it's from Time Heist. I assume it's Time Heist, although I have looked at episodes and I can't really tell whether he's wearing the dark purple shirt or a black shirt. So, when this variant of costume comes in, I'm not sure. But as you can see, this is a very, very nice version. I think this and the white shirted version are my preferred versions of this figure. And they just look very, very nice stood side by side. And all in all, the black shirt version is rather nice. So that's everything in terms of detail. There's only one last thing to mention, which is the size of the figure. Now, every Capaldi figure in the box that they come in is listed as the 5.5 inch collector's series. 5.5 inch is the scale we've all come to know and love in the 5 inch range. All figures have been 5.5 inches. However, Capaldi is not the tallest Doctor. There are Doctors who tower above him, Peter Davison, John Pertwee, they are quite tall men. This figure is larger than all the figures. If I take my Matt Smith from Time of the Doctor, as you can see, he is quite noticeably taller than him. He's above his head. I don't think that's about right. I think they should be about near the same height. But he does tower over all the other Doctors. So, if you are a stickler for accuracy and scale, this might be a problem when getting this figure, as it is really large. He's not this tall, and he does tower over all the other figures when lined up with them. So, that's just one word of warning. But other than that, there's no problem with it. So, final thoughts. I really like all of these 12th Doctor releases. They're very, very nice. As I told you, a few issues with the softness of the sculpt, and obviously with this one, the cardigan being missing, and a few other things like the spots on this shirt. But if none of that bothers you, these variants would be a welcome addition to your collection. In terms of which ones I'd recommend buying, definitely the white shirted version, as that is one that he's most recognised in. The black shirted version is particularly nice as well. And possibly the purple version, if that's for you. However, the purple version and the polka dot version are probably my least preferred variants of this figure. They all cost about £15 from Forbidden Planet. They are also available in Toys R Us. The 5 inch figures are now exclusive, so you have to go to these places to get them. So do get them quickly if you want them. So that's all I have to say. Thank you very much for watching this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been a good change of pace to do one of these again. Happy 52nd anniversary to Doctor Who. And join me very soon, as I hope to have a few more reviews in the next coming months. And the next one shall be the Night of the Doctor, 8th Doctor, in the 5.5 inch range, which I'm delighted is come out. So thank you very much for watching this review, guys. If you need more information, make sure you check out other reviews like Batman Martin, and I shall see you very soon for another Doctor Who action figure review.
Hello, my name's Sylvester McCoy, and you are watching the Pandorica Opens.